And the Aussie netball team, the Diamonds, have refused to wear outfits displaying a major sponsor, Hancock Prospecting, in their current series against New Zealand. Now, what does this say about players politicking getting out of hand? What does it say about sports administrators losing control? And what does it say about how people understand the value and importance of mining in this country? Let's catch up with the New South Wales Minerals Council Chief, Stephen Galilee. Good to talk to you, Stephen. This must have surprised you. I would have thought, as someone who knows all too well what mining does for this country, that people might want to turn their back on this sort of sponsorship.
Well, Chris, I mean, we've got a very successful 10-year partnership of our own with the Newcastle Knights here in New South Wales, and they've been proud to wear a high-vis mining jersey on field for the past 10 years. I mean, you can see from the jersey, New South Wales mining is pretty prominent. It hasn't been a problem for them. They understand the importance of the industry to their region and to the state. And I guess that's part of the the successful partnership that we've had. We've recently expanded that into the women's team, who very happily and pleasingly for us, of course, in the region, won the NRLW Premiership. So I can't comment on the situation between the netball team and Gina Reinhardt's company, other than to just note, as you did earlier, that the company is a well-respected company. I'm sure it's a large employer of West Australians, Indigenous Western Australians, a big contributor to the local economy there and to the state economy, just as our mining companies are in New South Wales. And look, in the end, you may have to rely on mining for your laptops, for your smartphones, for the royalties, for the jobs, for the investment, but you don't have to rely on it for your sponsorship if you don't want it. I mean, these aren't compulsory. No one's forcing anybody to do these sponsorships, and in the end, these are situations that have to be sorted out between the parties. Yeah,
it gets to the point, though, we've talked about some of these issues before, about the demonising of the mining industry. There's so much in this country comes off the income earned through mining, but that's fine. People don't have to back it because of that. But what about how essential it is to not just our economy, but the global economy, and lifting people out of poverty, building cars, respirators, mobile phones, everything that is manufactured from everything we mine? Do we have a problem in people not quite understanding that there is actually a massive benefit to all this, that mining is not ruining the planet? Mining is actually fueling so much of what the benefits we get right across the world.
It's a big task for the industry, Chris, and for people like yourselves who obviously have a good understanding of those matters to keep prosecuting the case. We've just launched a significant advertising campaign in New South Wales to do that on an industry level. I know other companies in the sector are doing the same thing too, and there clearly needs to be more of that. We know from our own research there is pretty strong recognition of the importance of mining for the economy, especially in New South Wales. There is an understanding of the importance of the products that mining is providing, not just the coal for energy, but all those metals and minerals, as you mentioned, that are needed for the technology of today and for the future. And it's just something the industry has to keep on doing. And sponsorships can come and go, but the industry is going to be here for a long time, meeting that very strong and growing global need for those commodities. And it's something that we're proud to do, and it's something that we're determined to keep on doing.
Thanks for joining us and giving your perspective, Stephen.
Thanks, Chris.
Stephen Galilee there from the New South Wales Minerals Council. The point here is, of course, people, netball players, footy players, anybody in their day-to-day life is quite free to have strong views about any company or any sector, and they don't have to wear it. Just stand out. Don't play the game. Have the courage of your convictions. But don't try and undermine the very sporting body that you're supposed to be supporting. That sponsorship's important for a lot of people in the sport. As I mentioned, netball is the biggest participation sport in this country for girls and women, and it needs a bit of support. So players shouldn't be doing that in. If they want to make a stand, make it themselves.